Hey, so Castlevania 4, Super Castlevania, So I did that Sequelitis episode in Castlevania 1 and Castlevania 2, and it was a hoot. But I wanted to make some mention of some stuff in Castlevania 4 Super Cast. You see, Castlevania 4 gets a lot of praise from some of the gamer guys because it doesn't have a lot of the stupid RPG bullshit from Simon's Quest, and it tries really hard to bring back Castlevania to Castlevania 1. But supercharged! See, like in Castlevania 1, when you jump, you just kind of committed to a super weird jump arc for the next 2 seconds, and you can only whip forward, and it takes a while to whip, and for some people, this control scheme is unacceptable. Castlevania 4, on the other hand, made movement much more accessible. It's faster paced, and you can whip in whatever the fuck direction you want, up or down or diagonal or... You can jump and then control your mid-air velocity, and everything is just a little more freeform, so you don't gotta buy a fucking engagement ring for your jump arcs. But the question that I think is really important here isn't whether or not this is better than Castlevania 1 or 2, or whatever the fuck one comes between the second and fourth ones. The question is, how does this change Castlevania? This question is important because everything in Castlevania 1 was deliberate. The reason items exist is because your whip is so clunky and slow, and jumping is such a major pain in the fucking ass that maybe sometimes you just want to throw an axe. Maybe you just want to toss crosses around it. Oh boy, it came back. The items were essentially the meta in Castlevania. Knowing what's ahead and planning your items accordingly was really important, and as we know, that's what Castlevania was all about. Being careful and planning things out. It was much easier to get through certain situations by being able to throw shit upwards in an arcing motion or throwing bottles of perfume at the ground to make shit smell nice. Basically, in Castlevania 1, whipping stuff was not an optimal solution to killing things, and it incentivized you to get better with the items. Castlevania 4 threw it out the fucking window! Whipping was all that mattered. It's fast, it's efficient, it's the strongest thing you have. Why the fuck do you even need the items? Like, check this shit out. In level 1-3, there are these goofy shrub seaweed whatevers that fall from the ceiling and crawl along the ground like a dumbass. You conveniently have the smelly perfume item you throw on the ground to attack them, but oh wait, whipping them and ducking is equally as effective. Sorry guys. Cool, man. In level 2-1, you get the axe early on that's clearly meant for the spiders that come down from the sky, but you could just whip diagonal up at them. Even the tiny spiders they shoot are in the perfect trajectory to fuck them up with one whoop. In level 2-3, same deal, you have the axe when the waterfall is pushing you down, and it clearly wants you to kill all these bats and hands and whatever with the axes, but whip-a-good! In level 3-1, the game gives you the holy perfume to take out these splitting mud monster things. And since the flame it leaves lingers, it attacks them adequately. But you can just stand there and wail on them until they die, and it's actually a better fucking solution! In level 3-3, there are these skeleton snake dragon heads from the wall. And you have the axe, so it makes sense to use it, right? But you can just get in from behind and whack it with the whip without any risk. Where are the fucking items even here? The items did not change to reflect the differences in Castlevania 4's game engine, and the overall design was fucking sloppy. How many times did you throw the knife? Seriously. How many times? Look at you, you're a fucking giant. Shit's always in your reach with your long-ass whip. Knives are pointless and they suck. Oh man, come on. This is a huge change in the feel of the entire game. Notice in Castlevania 4 that hitting lanterns felt a little more tedious since the rewards were less important. Notice how you can rack up the hearts and not even notice. Near the end of level 1, I had 86 hearts. Halfway through level 3, I had 73. Notice how when you pick up the knife, when you had the boomerang cross, you don't even care. In Castlevania 1, that shit would have driven you fucking insane. But here, you can whip diagonal. You can whip diagonal. Please don't think this is a bad game or a bad sequel. This is an ungraceful sequel. The developers took all the nostalgia from the game, updated the feel to be more accessible, and didn't really think about how it would change everything around. If a brand new game was built from the ground up with Castlevania 4's engine, no one would even think to add something as redundant as a fucking arcing weapon or a throwing knife. The game would probably be designed all around the whip. There'd be more stuff like the swinging hooks. Instead of trying too hard to emulate some kind of source material, the game would have had tons of new ways to interact with the environment and the enemies with the whip. Again, I don't feel that Castlevania is a bad game by any means, and fuck, it has like 1,000,000 levels! But it is a bit misguided, and I feel like it has too much missed potential to not be slightly upset by it. A preceding title should act as an inspiration for a sequel. A launch pad aiming the production towards greater things. The sequel shouldn't be weighed down by irrelevant tradition for the sake of consistency. We've already played the first one, let's see what new stuff the second one can show us. Or the fourth one. The second one was dumb. But you know what? Go play Castlevania, see what I mean. I ain't trying to be some deterrent here, I'm just saying... You know, I'm just saying. Wait, that was it?